The immortal John Hancock here, and today I thought I would talk about my thoughts on limited edition versions of games and these small print runs that seem to be popping up almost daily. And so I really have thought about this, and I have to say that my opinion has kind of changed over time, to be honest. And I really think that we're in changing times of video game markets, and there's a lot of things to consider when giving an opinion about this. There's a lot of people that may disagree with my opinions. I just thought I'd share my opinions on this channel. I had to research all the companies that were making these small print runs of games for PS4, Switch, etc., even PC. And so there might be some that aren't on this list, but I thought I'd just share just some that I pretty much found online. And so you have Limited Run Games, probably the most widely known company that's doing small print runs. You have Super Rare Games. I've talked about them on my channel. You have Play Asia. You have Special Reserve Games, which is doing, I think, a limited run of The Messenger for the Switch, which is a digital download game as well. There's Fan Gamer. There's Signature Edition. There's NIS America, which did the awesome, 40th anniversary collection of SNK. Thought that was pretty sweet. I Am 8-Bit, and then you have like big box variations. GameStop has done a run of games, including Toki, and so I've covered some of this on my channel, but there's a ton out there. There's a ton out there to collect on physical, and I think one thing to consider is I am more appreciative, especially today. I just kind of was thinking, gosh, physical copies of games are going away, and there's a lot of people that are unhappy about that, and I think part of that is consistency. I think there's a lot of people that are worried that if a particular eShops or marketplace goes away for a particular console, that you won't be able to play your game online. And I think there's people like that if I have this physical copy of this game, I don't have to connect online, I can just play the game. And so that's awesome. And then there's that point. There's also the collectors out there that, they want to have a special edition of a game of a particular franchise that they love. And for me, I think if you want to support a company, if you want to support them, day one and purchase a collector's edition of something, that's great. I'm limited on, space. I think collector's editions can be great. I think sometimes they're also can be disappointing, but I see on these small print runs better quality. I think of Undertale, a good example. Undertale is a collector's edition I've passed on. It's like almost $100 if you want to get like the deluxe edition. And Undertale is an amazing game, but the collector's edition, they just went all out, and I thought it was a really nice package. And it's something that I could have got at PRGE. I passed on. It's just a good example of I think that's a great collector's edition. And there's some other collector's editions out there that are just so-so, but I think it's cool that people have the option to get a physical copy of a game versus just a digital download. So people that don't want to mess with that, the digital downloads of many of these games can be found on PS4 and Switch, and very cheap. And so I know there's a lot of people that are divided on this opinion. And so for me personally, I think when some of these physical copies first started coming out, I don't know if I was really on board, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest. I just thought, gosh, I don't know what I think of this. Part of it too was the availability of some of the games. You had to be online at a certain time to pick a game. Well, I think some of that's been resolved. So a good example, Toe Jam and Earl recently was offered on Nintendo Switch, and Limited Run Games is doing it. And I was worried that I wouldn't be able to pre-order a copy of that, because I'm a big Sega guy, and Toe Jam and Earl is a pretty awesome franchise. And I wanted to support another Toe Jam and Earl coming out, and so I saw that there was going to be a physical copy, so I waited. I didn't get the digital copy, which is $20. And, I went online, and it wasn't, okay, you got to pre-order it at a certain time, and just, here's the link, and I pre-ordered it because I wanted to support what they were doing. So, here's the deal. I think that some of these physical edition games are worthy of purchase. Is it considered part of the set? Well, for me, I divide complete sets into regions. And so a good example is like, what do you consider these part of an actual set? I actually kind of put them in a separate category. You know, yes, they were offered on physical releases, but you could only order them online. So you could have a separate category, online exclusives. You know, they weren't available in stores. Many collectors out there, physical releases, it's like store-bought versions of games and then the online exclusives, you know. There's a couple different systems that can be divided this way. Nokia N-Gage, it comes to mind of all things, where there was some online exclusive games that you could only get online. They weren't available at GameStop or anywhere else. And so I know Limited Run Games offers several exclusives. And so, you know, is that part of the original set? It's hard to say. You know, for me, I put it in a separate category. And so some people may think differently of that. You know, there's region exclusives. And so for me, if it doesn't have the ESRB rating on it, and you know, you could separate that and have that in a separate category. But I think these things are fun. I think what's not fun, there's a couple things about collecting physical copies of games that is fun. And I'm going to talk about that first, and then I'm going to talk about what's not fun. What's fun is that the challenge of overcoming, you know, finding that one last game. You know, for me, I love the hunt. I love searching something down, whether it's online or in person or going to a trade show. I think that's fun. If it's easy, then there's no challenge to it. You know, I just completed my 30th collection. I'm going to talk about that in a future video. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's taken me a long time. And that's kind of what I think about these limited releases, these short runs of physical copied games. I think that's going to be a lot of fun down the road to hunt some of these down. What's not going to be fun is that some of them are probably going to be very expensive. And I already see that, you know, some of these editions are going for a lot of money on eBay. And so there is a difference between someone trying to sell it for a lot versus what it's actually selling for. Will it die down? Who knows? You know, as more and more companies jump on and offer these short runs of physical copies of games, I think that the market may die down a little bit. You know, competition's a good thing. You know, more than one company's offering these games. This is a good thing. And I think there's a lot of good games out there being offered on physical copies. And there's a lot of people that want them. Obviously, the market's there. And so as big box retail starts to scale back what they offer, I think this is a nice option for people that want to get a physical copy of games. So I know it's kind of long-winded, but I wanted to know your thoughts and opinions about this. What do you think of these companies offering these short print runs of games? I want to know. I want to know what you think. Comment below. And also, what do you think is some of the best versions of games being offered on physical release? And so I think that Undertale comes to mind for me. I think of that Undertale Collector's Edition. I think that's really cool, on top of a great game. And so it's just your thoughts on this. I really want to thank everybody for continuing to support me as I march towards 90,000 subs. I can't believe I'm saying that. I finally hit 80,000, and it's because of you folks tuning in and supporting my channel. I also have a Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You can support me there. I do a lot of fun things. I, do an exclusive video every month for as little as $1. Thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Thank you so much. You take care. My next public appearance will be Callets Gamers for Kids. This is a 10th annual event, and this is in Longview, Washington. Several from the Metal Jesus crew are going to be there, including Metal Jesus himself, John Riggs, and Radical Reggie. And so I hope to see some of you there. If not, I will be doing a video afterwards about the show. And I want to thank everybody for the support for this fundraiser for Arc of Cowlitz County. Hope to see you there. There's going to be a lot of cool things. See you soon.